Samsung QN85C for 2023. Check in the description for timestamps. Top of the box, instruction book and remote pack, quick setup guide, and the pedestal neck. Instruction book and remote pack, quick setup guide, the neck for the pedestal stand. That is the TV itself from the front, side and the back. Also left in the bottom of the box, pedestal base. Looks pretty much the same as last year's QN85, but nice and sensible nonetheless. Onto the remote control and instruction book pack. Smart remote, standard remote, CI card slot reader, figure 8 mains lead, right angled connection into the TV, UK mains plug, AAA batteries for the standard remote. Close up of the standard remote, power on and off at the top, source or input button, channel numbers, teletext, not in the UK, pre-channel to the previous channel, volume up and down, channels up and down, mute. Guide button is back for 2023. That was clever of them, shouldn't have taken it away, but never mind, it's back. Netflix, Prime, Samsung TV Plus and Disney Plus. Home button, take you to the home menu. Cursor arrows up, down, left, right and enter. Return and exit. Coloured buttons there for apps, media playback, whatever they apply to. Settings, info, audio description and subtitle button. Stop, play, pause, fast forward and rewind. Also for apps and media playback. Flip it over, bit of pressure and push. AAA batteries into the back. New look smart remote for 2023. Power on and off at the button there. Other buttons in there, settings, numbers, coloured buttons, etc. Voice command button with a small microphone hole. Cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter. Back button, home button, play, pause. Volume rocks up and down and in for mute. Channels rock up and down and push in for guide. Netflix, Samsung TV Plus, Prime Video and Disney Plus buttons. Flip it over, you've got that little solar cell there to keep the charge topped up or charge it up. If it goes to completely dead or you live in the dark, your USB Type-C socket there as well. Quick look at the quick setup guide. So inputs on the back of the TV included contents, 2E unpacking it from the box, not squeezing the screen. On the larger versions down here as well, different ways of unpacking them and assembling the stand onto them. On the 55 to 65 lay on a large flat surface, bigger than the screen. Again there on the 75 and 85, how to remove the packaging, being careful and how to install the pedestal stand. And on the back there, assembling the pedestal stand with the neck and cable cover, putting the screws in, attaching it to the TV, 2E lifting it up to put it on its stand, popping the cable cover on and turning it on. Important list of dimensions, key dimensions there and the different size from 55 up to 75 for that model TV. VESA mount dimensions as well and the bolts recommended. So it says 11 to 13mm M8 bolts, so probably 15mm or 20mm bolts with some washers on will be sufficient. This part is the pedestal neck with a pack of M4 screws loose in the bag. I hope there isn't one missing. There is. Another pack of M4 screws in there. M4 by 14mm screws. So this part, pedestal neck, black plastic with a texture sort of grain on the back as well. This should remove, and that's our cable cover. Should remove somehow. Pop it off there. Don't know if you would normally have to use a screwdriver, but I have. And we can see we've got those tabs there. And so you guide your cables down the neck, back in. But we'll get the pedestal base as well. This is our pedestal base. Looking at the base underneath, you can see rubber pads there to stop it sliding around and marking your furniture. And again, they're the threaded holes for the screws to attach to, a tab for the stand to locate on. My stand should just plonk on there. You can see it locates that hook over there. If I close the uppy, so I'll drop one pack of M4 screws into the holes. We wind those in. That should be nice and secure. I'll pop the cable cover back on for now. Assembled stand, ready to go on the TV. I'm using the box and the polythene sheet that was in the box as my large flat surface to pop the stand onto the TV. While we've got it in that position, you can see we've got the connections all running down the left hand side, power input to the right, grooves there to tuck our cables into to keep them nice and tight to the TV for tidiness, and that's where our pedestal stand will attach. And on the top of the stand we've got two tabs there to locate to those slots, 4 threaded holes for our M4 screws, so I'll just pop that in and down. So the remaining M4 screws into those holes. They wind those in. That should be nice and secure there. Now looking at the connections running down the side of the TV, USB half amp, then USB 1 amp, digital optical audio out, HDMI 4, HDMI 3 is enhanced audio return channel, HDMI 2 and HDMI 1. There we've got LAN or wired internet input, TwinSat for watch and record, and terrestrial TV antenna input. Onto the dimensions, this is the 55-inch model QN85C. Nice sensible pedestal stand on this, and it is 37 centimeters to its widest point, or 14.5 inches. Depth of that from the back to the front, 25.5 centimeters or 10 inches. From whatever it stood on to the bottom of the screen, 6.5 centimeters or 2.5 inches. Width, nice narrow bezel, just over 122.5 centimeters or 48.25 inches. Ow. From the bottom of the TV to the center of that first VESA mount hole, 264 millimeters. It is a 200 by 200 mil square VESA. Okay. TV is now wired with wired internet, aerial and mains, also HDMI from my Sky Q box, so I shall say peely and get the screen protector off. Okay, two methods to set up. Smartphone will transfer your data from your phone, Wi-Fi, Samsung account data, etc. I'm going to go remote control step by step. Press the button on the smart remote. It's now pairing via Bluetooth. Tells me the battery level as well. Okay, remote control step by step. Pop a pin in for future setups, don't forget it. Tells me my connected sources there, aerial and HDMI. For my aerial, terrestrial, digital, wired internet connection. Okay, if you have an account login, that will enable you to download other apps and so on, also to use the voice control. I'm just going to say next. There, pop your postcode in for regional programming. So it's identified my Sky box there, Sky Q. Tuning in the channels. I'll pause the video, come back when it's done. Okay, now on to region, select where the aerial is facing, England, Yorkshire, Leeds. Next. So I'm going to go Sky Q, Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. I'll say Bixby, but until I actually sign in with the Samsung account, it won't let me do it. Again, there you can link your Prime. So I'm not going to do that for the purposes of the demo. It works well on some stuff, not so well on others. So you should analyse your content and match the picture and sound to get the best out of that. Or optimise the sound and picture. Okay, we're straight on.
Good lad. Hey.
On the Q60C I did, no retail demo, so let's have a quick look at that. All settings. Again, cannot select retail mode, so I will have a word about that and see if I can get these retail modes, but at the moment they are not there. So going to back out of that. I'll have to use an old YouTube 4K video to see some 4K footage. Shame, because it's nice to look at sometimes to see what they've done. Also an important one there, start screen options. I don't like it starting with the smart hub. I prefer it just to go back onto what I was last watching. Auto run last app is fine, so if I've turned it off watching Netflix I can resume when I turn it back on. Auto run multi-view mirroring, don't like that, and don't like the multi-view casting. If I'm casting my phone or mirroring an iPhone or iPad, I want it to come up full screen and not multi-window with TV at the side. Okay, well, we're on all settings. Power and energy saving, going to turn off brightness optimization. Actually, before that, pictures on eco, so I'll just put that to standard. And yes, just turn the brightness down a touch. Okay. Also on picture, soap opera effect. I found one way to get rid of it. Just turn that down a touch more. Is picture clarity settings, go to custom. You can adjust the blur and judder if you notice any, but noise reduction I turn off, so the picture is as it is, because noise reduction it's trying to look for any digital noise and reduce that or sharpen the picture a bit, so we'll have it as it is. Back out of there, down to general, power and energy saving. So pretty good there. I'm just going to take auto power off because it's in store. Again, tells us our available remote battery down there as well. So just going to back out of there. Back, find something on standard TV so we can see what standard TV looks like, or HDTV, live broadcast.
In Parliament for under a decade.
I think you just have to be yourself. Hello.
But quickly catapulted into the front line and at the heart
couldn't have
of the
found more
response
boring
to
content.
the pandemic.
We've had a lot of trying to have your cake and eat it.
Warnings over the summer to his rival about her plans. Vindication.
Delighted after years of
Now flicked onto live TV through my terrestrial aerial just so we can see standard def, the TV guide and HD as a comparison HD to SD. So this is SD. BBC
said
Two
that
News
the
Night,
level
so
of
credit to the
threat is
BBC again.
increasing, and the level of protection that they have
I'm going to flick over to the
created is not
HD
enough
version.
to the office.
So onto my
Is
guide,
in a
quickly
building that we
hit the
have
channel
office,
down button to page
in
through.
other, floors.
Oh,
So technically,
and
they
just up
couldn't
to BBC Two HD there.
change the security arrangement.
So the police said they couldn't adequately protect you or those who were
invited for
Okay, back to
interrogations.
standard definition.
Throughout these years, I have received several death threats, rape threats, but it increased in September as the result of the
To HD.
conflict. Since the beginning of the protests, I had received over 500,000 threats on Twitter alone. I had to lay low because the advice was that we just need to disappear for a while.
Back to standard
September
definition.
1978, dissident Bulgarian writer Georgy Markov was walking along London's Waterloo.
And HD again.
He suddenly felt a stinging pain.
So
in the back
sharper
of his
picture
leg.
there,
He
slightly
stopped,
better
looked
colours.
around and saw a man grabbing an umbrella before rushing away. Mr. Markov,
Okay, press the guide button in again.
a tiny suspected ricin cartridge.
So there you can see we can go up and down the guide. You can go left
No longer
and left to all TV, radio or Samsung TV Plus. There's actually a lot of channels on that Samsung TV Plus, so if you're bored and you can't sleep, you can browse through all those there. Or go to all,
Russia
pick a channel,
some of the most
tells me where I am
against
and what's on
British-based
later.
dissidents, such as the poisoning
Pretty
in
cool.
2006 of Alexander Litvinenko, a former Secret Service agent
Okay.
who'd fled to the
No
UK
retail
after
demo, so
criticising
I'll launch an
President
HD
Putin,
demo from my
who
phone.
died in London weeks after drinking tea.
Okay, so I'll say credit to Ubisoft for this one. It's Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Just to see what a bit of next gen game content looks like. Again, credit to Ubisoft for that one. Just wanted to try out the content. And channel. Quick bit of football from my own channel in 4K.
We come the two teams, Manchester United against Inter, in the International Champions Cup. Manchester United face Inter Milan to Pogba. Sure, they're encouraging him to shoot, and he will have a go. Pogba does get it back. Rashford, Pogba, what's he going to do? I don't know how he got that far, to be honest. Oh, here come United, Shaw. Brilliant ball into the middle, nearly finds Rashford, just a little touch, took it behind him, and it finished level on points with third place Atalanta in Serie A last season. Inter. Brozovic, swept deep, and was missed by the Gea. And it goes towards Henry. Saka was back there, I think, to head that away. Pogba back towards his own goal, and rather Saka up for it. Pogba's up as well. He leaves it, brilliant done it. Lingard with the line. Brilliant skill for Pogba. Where's he going? Wonderful. Why not? Good save from Alvanovic. He's left. Shaw. Did well, Marcani was outside from the team. Wan-Bissaka shot down right on the edge of the penalty area.
Young just floating this in now, I expect.
And by Young towards that corner, Handanovic forced into a save. Another marvellous move for the teenager, who's making a name for himself. Manchester United lead the game with 15 minutes to go. What a wonderful finish.
So much talk coming out of Old Trafford about the quality of this young man. Not just from his youth coaches.
Okay, gonna exit out of that. Back to the home menu. So, quick look at the home screen before I go. Again, you've got that game stream in there, so you can connect various different controllers from Xboxes and PlayStations to the TV. Then you can stream games. I think you pay a small amount for a pass, or there's some free offers on at times. So you can stream games to your TV without the need of a separate console, which is pretty cool. Ambient mode up there, so you can have screensavers on in the background while it's on standby, telling you time and weather and stuff like that, or your collages or your personal photos. But across to the right, we've got the App Store there, so sign into your Samsung account, you can use apps. Well, we'll just try, let's see if it works. I've got the microphone set up, so
For nearly 5 decades.
okay.
Can you ever remember?
I've signed into the Samsung account on this one with our store account, so if I press the microphone button, not on about, okay, so next, select later, so you can have it where the microphone's always active. I'm going to do it where I hold the button down, so I'll say later. So one good thing, you can say BBC iPlayer. There we go, a bit steady at the moment. Okay, exit. YouTube, the TV Dan. Does it find me? Hey! Or YouTube, how to build a brick wall. Gonna build a wall. Stuff like that, or live TV. Bro. Okay, so sign into your Samsung account. I selected Bixby because it works okay. Press and hold the microphone button and say what you want. So, tell me the weather.
you agree to provide location data to the Weather Channel to process requests?
Right.
Yes.
It is rainy and 9 degrees right now.
Small state.
I don't live in Scunthorpe, but it's not
You
far
wanted
away.
that, you voted for
Pretty
that.
cool. So exit.
Not had a say. in
So
this
at home I
situation.
actually use that feature occasionally. For my elderly customers, I set it up for a lot of them because if they do want to look at YouTube or stuff like that, or look at music videos on YouTube, it's a much easier and faster way for them to search. So anyway, back to the home menu. We've got apps up there, Samsung TV Plus, Sky, Live TV, Netflix, Prime, iPlayer, Disney Plus, ITVX, Apple TV. We've also got Apple screen mirroring, all that business, or mirror or cast your Android devices. YouTube, all 4 Rakuten, Alexa, Samsung Health, Bixby, Internet. So connect your Bluetooth keyboard, get a cheap one off Amazon, whatever, keyboard and mouse. You can browse basic internet services there. Plex, My5, or you can edit that list, remove some, make it your own. Going down tells us what we've recently been watching. What's on now from various sources, family favourites, new and trending, top series, top movies, Samsung TV Plus, Prime Video, popular on iPlayer, top fix on ITVX, Disney Plus, free Apple TV premieres and more down below. So all in all, it is quite a bit better I think than the Q60, but it's also going to be quite a bit more expensive. Prices will drop towards Black Friday and Christmas as always. But it is a nice all-round premium TV that, so there might be a couple models above, but it's quite a good one. Backlight is nice and sort of even. It's got a bit of depth on the sound there as well. The audio is nice and clear. Yeah, so that is it for now. Goodish.